Hi, we're back again, and I am Beverly Vera, and I also own the company Self Preservation. I'm a certified health coach. I'm a graduate of INN. I'm a former elder abuse investigator. I'm a former nurse, and I'm also a former uh, healthcare administrator. So I've had quite a career. At any rate, today I want to talk about healthcare. Healthcare for seniors. It's such an important subject. If you're over 65 and you're going to the doctor or the provider, and today it's more nurse practitioners and physicians assistants, and the doctors aren't doing one-on-one so much today. If you find one that is, you're very lucky. But anyway, if you're over 65 and you're going to your provider, and that's what they call them providers. You're going to your provider and you're finding that for some reason they're just not listening. Everybody's got high blood pressure. Everybody. If you're over 65, you got high blood pressure. Um, A-fib and just all these old age diseases, and they're prescribing you all kinds of prescriptions for them. If you have, especially if you have hypertension, oh, you're going to get 3 or 4 different prescriptions. Yeah. Well, I'm here to tell you that's malarkey. First of all, they're not treating the cause. They're not finding out why you have hypertension. Is it because your veins are clogged? Or is it because you have high cortisol or too much stress or anxiety? What's causing that high blood pressure? They're not doing that. They don't do that anymore. No, they don't treat disease, they treat symptoms. Now, this is very important to know. You have to find out what's wrong with you. You have to find out what causes these maladies. Now, diabetes, you're not going to find out what causes that because most of that comes from our life choices as we go through life. And they want to tell you it's hereditary, but I'm here to tell you that as we go through life and we depend more and more on fast foods and eating on the go and just not getting the exercise we need, sitting at a desk or, that causes diabetes. It causes our metabolism to slow down and it causes diabetes. So this is our own choice, whether we like it or we don't. Now, if you have type 1, unfortunately, that is hereditary, okay? But type 2 is mostly from life choice. Now, you can reverse it. You can put it in permanent remission. You'll never get rid of it. You'll always have that. But you can reverse it and you can control it, and you don't have to die early. You can live a normal lifespan. A-fib. Most people have A-fib because they have hypertension. Now, everybody knows if you have high blood pressure, you have a higher heart rate. You have an irregular heart rate. It goes with high blood pressure. So, if you get your blood pressure under control, the A-fib goes away. It's miraculous the way that works. But you have to do the work. You have to be the one that wants this to happen. You're not going to find a doctor who's going to give you a magic pill and make it all better overnight. It's not going to happen. So you have got to find a way to figure out what that cause is. Can you change your diet? Can you change your lifestyle? Can you move a little bit more? If you had a stroke and they didn't give you rehab, which more and more that's happening, then you have to do your own rehab. And I'm going to give you some hints because I had a stroke. And it's not that hard to get back your balance and to get back to where you were. You have to work at it. You have to work at walking backwards. You have to work at doing balance exercises. You have to work at go do retail therapy. Walk up and down the grocery stores leaning on a cart. You will find out the more you do this, the more you're able to walk without that cart. Now, the mind does not shrivel up and die when you have a stroke, okay? The mind is an amazing thing. It's capable of neuroplasticity, which means that it has a lot of nerves in it. It can regenerate those nerves and it can grow more nerves to do to send the same messages to different parts of the body, okay? And neuroplasticity, if you do things over and over and over, you'll be able to do them naturally. So that's an important thing to remember if you have a stroke. Now, there are so many things that you can do to make your life better. You can get a better diet. You can lose weight. You can move. You can do some exercises that aren't going to kill you. And if you're over 65, I highly recommend Tai Chi. It's a wonderful exercise. It will take fat off of your butt and it will tone your body like you won't believe without causing any strain. And this is important because over 65, you don't have the muscle and the endurance that you had when you were 25. So there's a lot of things that you can do to better yourself, make your life better. And you can do that if you just want to. And if you can't do it by yourself, that's where a coach comes in. A coach can help you reach your goals. A coach can help you stay focused. And a coach can help you what can be done about some of the things that are done to you. For instance, you go to a hospital and they just treat you like total crap. They don't do anything they're supposed to, and then they bill you for all the stuff you didn't get. Well, you don't have to let them get away with that. You can call the Joint Commission and file a complaint, and they'll come in and pull their license until they get done investigating. Now, if you don't believe me, go to the hospital sometime and throw that word around. I think I'll need to call the Joint Commission and watch how they scramble. They will show you out the door as fast as they can. Same way with doctors, same way with providers. There are regulatory agencies that you can complain to. And if you file a proper complaint, they will take action on it. And which is something I'm going to be giving some courses on how to properly file a medical complaint to get results. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to teach you what you can do legally. I'm going to teach you how to follow the instructions that they give. And I'm going to teach you which agencies you need to complain to for which problem. This is strictly an educational thing. It is not any kind of practicing of law. If you need legal advice, you need to go to an attorney. So, and I'm going to be offering a booklet that will help you figure out where you need to complain. There are times you need to complain to Medicare. When you've been in the hospital or you've gone to the doctor and you've gotten a copy of what Medicare paid or what your insurance paid, you need to scrutinize that carefully. You need to look and see what they overbilled for. And then you need to turn that into the DOJ because guess what? If you do that, they'll recover it and give you 20%. That's a nice little way to make extra money when you're a senior. And you would be surprised at how often this happens. So there are things that you can do to self-preserve. You don't have to die at 70. You don't have to die at 80. You don't even have to die at 90. You can take good care of yourself, live longer, be happier, have a fuller life. You just need to want it. You need to want it bad enough to do it. And that's the biggest part of my advice. And there are others. I had a stroke at 76. A lot of people would say, "Oh my God, you're so lucky." Luck didn't have a thing to do with it. Not a bit. I didn't have any luck. I had to work hard to come back from that stroke. And I know a lot of other people that have too. It's not about luck at all. Some people have a stroke and it's not a lacunar stroke. It's a ischemic stroke or whatever, and they have some permanent damage, but they can work through that permanent damage with the right rehab. They can do it. Getting the rehab is the key in those cases. And diabetes, there's not a reason in the world that any diabetic cannot turn that around. There's not a reason in the world they can't put it in remission, except they don't want to. If they don't want to, it's not going to happen. They have to want it. There's not a reason in the world that you can't bring your blood pressure down. And you can bring your blood pressure down with deep breathing exercises, because any first year nurse knows that if you hold your breath for the count of 4 and you do that 3 times, it's going to bring your blood pressure down, because guess what? The arteries are deprived of oxygen for that count of 4, and it makes them relax. The cortisol tightens it. Deprivation of oxygen relaxes it. So, there's things you can do. You don't have to get these labels and live with them. You can make your life better. And I know a lot of seniors don't want to be confined to a wheelchair. Well, they don't tell you that once you turn 675 or so, that your legs aren't going to work as well as they used to, because you're not taking the right supplements at night before you go to bed, and you're sitting too much, and so therefore your muscles are starting to deteriorate, and that is called sarcopenia. Most providers will say, well, that's part of old age. It is, if you don't do something about it. But you can do something about it. Did you ever wonder why some little old ladies are just racing down the street from store to store, while other little old ladies can barely move around their apartments? This is why. And you can reverse sarcopenia. You can keep it away. You need to keep moving. There's simple Tai Chi exercises that will reverse sarcopenia. It's you can do Tai Chi from a chair. There's chair exercises from Tai Chi. There's all kinds of things available to seniors today. And I'm going to help you with all that information. I want all seniors to know that they can be free of all these maladies if they want to. Now, some things like type 1 diabetes, you're not going to get rid of. You're not going to turn it around. That is definitely a generic disease that's going to it's going to be there, but you can control it. Things like hypertension. 90% of the seniors in America are being treated for hypertension today. Did you know that? I mean, that's an awful lot of people. There's 46 million seniors in the United States. And out of that 46 million, 90% of them are on medications, prescription medications. Okay? And number one prescription is hypertension drugs. So that's a lot of money. Don't you think that's a lot of money? I just imagine. I mean, big companies like BlackRock own these pharmaceutical companies, and they don't own them because they're profit losers. I can tell you that. They're billionaires. They make billions a year on prescription drugs from senior citizens. That's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money. So if you can find a way to reduce your intake of prescriptions and live healthier, you'll live longer. That's the math. And you can do it. You can absolutely do it. And I'm going to try and show seniors how to do this, and I'm going to try to assist them. If you subscribe below and listen when I tell you things, research these things. You don't have to believe me. If I tell you something, go research it. Find out how true it is. One of my favorite places to research is the National Institute of Health. Okay. And there are supplements that you can take. There are herbs that you can take. There's all kinds of things available because our bodies aren't getting the nourishment they used to get. Our grandparents got good nourishment. We don't. The ground is so stripped of nutrients today that the vegetables that it grows are almost useless to us. So we need to learn how to supplement our body. We need to learn how to move. We need to learn how to have inner peace. We need to learn the 12 excuse me, the 12 steps of life and how all of them interplay with our well-being. And once we do that, we can live a very active old age and be happy. And I'm going to tell you this, being old and being healthy is great because now I get to do the things I couldn't do when I was younger and didn't have the time. I'm enjoying my old age, and you can do. And you don't have to enjoy it from a wheelchair. If you are in a wheelchair because of other reasons, you can still exercise. You can still get healthier. You can still do things from a wheelchair. There are so many things available, and I want to help other seniors learn what they are because I had a stroke and I had all these comorbidities, and now they're gone. I've come back from the stroke. I'm not on prescriptions, and I'm living a great life. I'm healthy as I can be. I'm walking all over. I do everything. I clean my own house. I do laundry. I cook. Oh my God, do I cook? And I have hobbies. It's just I have a little dog. I went and got a dog because my other dog died in 2019, and I was lonely for a pet. I had my granddaughter's cat um, for 4 years. She gave her to me because she had cancer and thought she would die. Well, it took her 4 years to do that. And after she died in 22, I just lost. So I had to have a pet. So I went and got a pet. I got a little mixed Maltese and Schnauzer. I think she's part Shih Tzu too. But anyway, she has ADHD, that I'm sure of. But she's a darling little dog, and she's silver, and she's the love of my life, and she keeps me active because she wants to go out, and she wants to do this, and she wants to do that. She wants attention all the time, and she loves to go to Walmart where everybody knows her name, and oh my, she gives me a reason to get up in the morning and get going. And my husband does too, but he doesn't need my constant care like she does. And he's better. He got over the cancer. He's better. He's back doing his thing as an engineer. And I'm happy. I watch his diet, but that's about all I can do now because he's exercising, he's doing the things he needs to do. And so I give my little multi ADHD dog lots of attention, and and she's good for me. I pet her and I could just feel my hypertension going down. I can't, if I get a little anxious about something, I reach over and pet her, and I can feel it dissolve. I can feel my body just deflating, and that's a good feeling because I had hypertension from cortisol. And of course, I take a little L-theanine. That helps it. And I take all of my supplements every day. so that I am healthy because you're not going to get everything you need out of food today. And I eat right and I move around a lot. I get a lot of exercise. I do things. I'm getting ready to have a big yard sale. Um, so these are things that anybody can do. And I want to show you how I do them. I want to share what I've learned and how I've learned it. And I am available for consultancy if somebody needs it. And I'm available for private coaching. And so if you subscribe below and follow my channel, and I'm going to share a lot of things that are pretty amazing. Thank you.